What's going on, everyone? So one of the guys I've talked about for quite some time now, right? It's been probably going on about 2 years now, is Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown would be ideal. I would love to have Bruce Brown, especially slotted alongside Luka Doncic. I mean, you're talking about a sizable, versatile, basically 2-3 that can defend big, right? Like you look at a guy like Alex Cruz was a great example of this. A guy that can defend big, right? Bruce Brown, he's strong, he's physical, gives you that dog. He's not afraid. He's a guy that, was a big piece to winning a championship for the Denver Nuggets, right? A guy that can slot in, come off the bench, be in the starting role, kind of basically slot in, 1-3. He's a guy that can even initiate your offense if you wanted to, right? A guy that can bring the ball up, get it to LeBron, get it to a Luka, or get it to a Reeves and just kind of let it go, right? Bruce Brown is a free agent, right? Lakers have looked to trade for him on several occasions. There was talks about him, potentially being a trade target this past trade deadline. He ends up being traded, but not to the Lakers, right? He goes to the Pelicans, and now it's like, okay, well, where's Bruce Brown going to go? Couple things about Bruce Brown that's interesting, right? One, we know he wanted to be a Laker. So, for those that don't know, Bruce Brown was actually going to sign in place of Gabe Vincent. So, Bruce Brown was going to take the taxpayer mid-level, the full mid-level, not taxpayer, full mid-level. So, he would have gotten the $11 million a year. But then the Indiana Pacers came in and gave him that $22 million contract and basically doubled what the Lakers were offering. And of course, no brainer. I mean, I don't even knock him. Obviously, I'm upset that he's not a Laker because I think it would have been huge for the Lakers, solve some of their needs. But obviously, go get your bag, right? Get your money, my guy. He ends up going to Indiana, which worked out for Indiana because they were able to get Pascal Siakam and are now in the NBA Finals. So that could end up going down as one of the better trades and better decisions in NBA history. Overpay a guy to then use him as trade bait to go get a guy that helps lead you to an NBA Finals, right? And maybe even potentially win the NBA championship. We'll see. Time will tell. But he's a guy that wanted to go to Lakers, right? He's not going to make $22 million on his next contract, right? It's just what and how low is he willing to go, right? Because Lakers, as it stands, no pun intended, really are more likely than not only going to have the taxpayer mid-level. Now, LeBron could change that. LeBron could easily take the discount needed, take $20 million less, free up the full mid-level exception, and then, also keep the Lakers under the apron, right? So, there is the potential impossibility for that. Where if you can do that, then I actually do think that they could get Bruce Brown. And in all honesty, I think that they should look to add Bruce Brown. If you can get Bruce Brown cheaper, right? Like if he's willing to take $8 million, right? Then cool. Go get Bruce Brown at $8 million. Then can you get another piece at, 3, right? Or whatever, 5, right? Whatever the full mid-level exception is now. I think it's like 13 and some change, right? But point is, right? Can you maybe get a Bruce Brown and another piece with the full mid-level exception, right? Or maybe he'll take $10 million and you can get another guy for 3, right? He's willing to take $11 million a year and would still be under contract. And it's like, hey, you just got double what that could have been. But again, it also depends on what Bruce Brown's willing to do. I don't know if he would take the taxpayer mid-level. If he would, great, give it to him, sign him up, because he's worth more than the taxpayer. However you feel about Bruce Brown, even if you're like, I don't like him, he's not the guy, he's worth more than the taxpayer mid-level. So if the Lakers can get a guy like that, then perfect, right? Also, maybe you could do something where you sign him like a 2-year deal, so that way you can extend it. Like there's options there. But point is, if the Lakers can find a way to land Bruce Brown, right? Sign and trade, whatever. I mean, really it boils down to LeBron. LeBron has the ability for them to go work out a sign and trade and free up the full. I mean, LeBron could basically could free up whatever the Lakers need, right? So it's really like how far is he willing to go? Is he willing to take $20 million less, and then the Lakers might be able to sign and trade and work that out, or pull off or sign him to a full mid-level exception or something. But if the Lakers can land a Bruce Brown, again, ideal. Talking about 6'4", 6'5", versatile guard forward. But again, it's more than just, right? You see guys that are 6'4", right? And you're like, okay, like, yeah, he's 6'4", right? But then you see guys that are like 6'4" that you're like, dude, that guy might as well be 6'8", right? Like, again, Caruso is another great example of that. A guy that just really good at defending big. He's strong. He hustles. He like whatever he doesn't have, he makes up for in heart, right? Like he's just relentless. Bruce Brown is one of those guys. Bruce Brown, and he's also a guy that go get you 20 on any given night. He's a guy that can operate, knock down the mid-range shot, knock down the three ball, right? Apply rim pressure, which would be nice. Give you another guy that can help in that regard. Guy that really that just makes a ton of sense for what the Lakers need on this roster, right? Lakers need point of attack defense. They need versatile defenders. They need guys that can go chase down and hunt and win those 50-50 balls. They need guys that can, be just a pest on the defensive side of things. Again, you look at a team like OKC and it's like, why are they having so success? Because they have guys like Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, right? Aaron Wiggins, like all these guys that they're relentless. Carson Wallace, guys that they're undersized. They're like 6'3", some of them are like 6'2", right? But it doesn't matter because they don't stop. They just keep coming over and over and over. Look at a team like Indiana. Again, they have like multiple guys. They're like 6'2", 6'3", but they full court press. They're relentless. They keep getting after it. They hustle. They do the dirty work, right? It's just like check, 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 check. Like they do everything that you could want from a basketball standpoint, right? You look at a guy like a Bruce Brown. He is one of those guys. A guy that's 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", 205, but just defends big. Right? Can slot in 1 through 3 and you're comfortable with it. If he does get switched on a bigger guy, a 6'8" guy, he can hold his own and at least make things difficult, right? Like that's the kind of guys that the Lakers really need. Guys that can make things difficult for the opposing guys. I would love to see him just slot in right next to Luka Doncic. Obviously, I don't think that they're going to trade Austin Reeves, which means Austin Reeves is probably going to be the guy slotted in alongside Luka Doncic. But if they end up trading Austin Reeves, if they end up trading Reeves or bringing him as a sixth man or something, I think you look at a Bruce Brown as a guy that could slot in seamlessly. But again, problem is like how low is Bruce Brown willing to go? Also, what is his market? Not a lot of teams have cap space, right? And the teams that do have cap space are all teams that, are bad teams and tanking teams or looking to consider to tank and maybe rebuild. I mean, even a team like the Pelicans are, looking to basically trade anybody, right? So again, does he want to go to that? Does he look at it as like, okay, I want to just go get the most money possible. I already have my ring, possibly. Some guys are like that. Or does he look at it as like, no, I wanted to be in LA, go there, try to compete for another championship. I'm young enough to be alongside Luka for the next, handful of years, right? Because you talk about a guy, he's not, 32, guy that's 28, he'll be 29 in August, right? So he's on the right side of 30. He's not this guy that's like super reliant on athleticism, and he's just a good, strong, physical, aggressive, he's just one of those dogs. And Lakers need that. Lakers need a dog. And Bruce Brown is a guy that could be that dog for you. But what does Bruce Brown provide, right? What does he give you out there on the basketball court these last few years, right? Well, you look at this past year, he played with Toronto. He played with the New Orleans Pelicans. His numbers were pretty similar across the board. This season, he averaged 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and half a block per game. On average, 22 and a half minutes per game. He actually played more minutes with the Pelicans than he did with Toronto. He also played a much bigger role and was looked to do more on the Pelicans. A lot of that was because, they were decimated by injuries. So it was kind of like he kind of stepped in and kind of didn't have a choice. He also shot a lot better from 3 with the Pelicans than he did with Toronto. With the Pelicans, he shot 36% from three-point range, but with Toronto, he shot 31% on the same number of attempts, by the way. But look at what he's done, right? He's a guy that basically can do the dirty work for you, be the defensive pesky menace, a guy that's comfortable and actually elevates come playoff time. That's very important, right? A lot of guys shrink come playoff time. Had the problem with D'Angelo Russell. You had the problem with Austin Reeves this past, playoffs, right? Guys that, he was coming off of an insane regular season, got to the playoffs and disappeared, right? So he's a guy that, again, is very comfortable in that. You look at his time in Indiana, right? He actually was very good in Indiana. He averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and half a block, right? He was playing 30 minutes per game, so he was basically playing starter minutes. and shot 47.5% from the field. He shot 32.7% from three-point range on 3.1 attempts, shot 54.5% on two-point range, EFG of 52.7%, 82% from the foul line on 2.5 attempts, and then, like I said, just under 5 rebounds, 4.7 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, half a block with 12.1 points. His best season, though, was with Denver, right? Which I don't think is a coincidence. They had Nikola Jokic playing, the six-man role. Like, they had guys like Jokic, Jamal Murray, and whatnot. Lakers have LeBron James, Luka Doncic, right? Guys that he can play off of. He's really good as a playing off ball, really good mover, right? Guy moving without the basketball as a slasher, cutter, right? Guy you could even kind of run that pick to picker type pick and roll, right? He's a guy that I think could really help in a lot of ways. But you look at his time with Denver. Just under 29 minutes per game, 9 field goal attempts, 48.3% field goal percentage, shot 36% from three-point range on 3.2 attempts, which is also the most of his career, by the way. That was also his second best three-point percentage year. Again, I don't think that's a coincidence because the quality of looks he was getting. Imagine what he'd get alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic, right? So I think the Lakers should be heavily looking and aggressive to try to get Bruce Brown. Can he convince him to come and sign? We'll see. Time will tell. But as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. How's not? If you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.